Do you take requests?
I do.
You do?
I actually love requests because it makes it a little easier for me to shoot because I don't have to constantly be coming up with concepts. So if someone has a request, a lot of times I'm like, yes, as long as it's within the realms of doable, I've had some weird ones. I've had some weird requests, man.
What's the weirdest one you've had? Has anybody ever asked you to put on like a rabbit head and then crushed boiled carrots through your toes or anything like that?
No, but I have had somebody ask me to chop their penis off of them, chop it up and cook it and eat it. So I have had that request, which was
we've seen that video.
Oh.
Yeah, we've seen that video.
That's a video.
That's the Pain Olympics, right?
I was going into that question assuming that there was no way she was going to get a weirder request than that nurse who some guy tried to pay for her teeth.
Yep.
To be removed.
Yeah.
And you just blew that out of the water, to be quite honest.
Well, look, it happens. So, yeah, we had an OnlyFans star on here, that Boston nurse who got fired for having an OnlyFans account. Her weirdest request was somebody wanted to buy a molar.
What?
Yeah, buy a full tooth.
I like steak too much. I think that price would be pretty high.
What do you think that price would be to remove one of your chompers?
It would have to be high, mid six figures in order for me to even consider it.
Yeah, 300K, somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to replace me eating steak on that side of my mouth for a little while. So yeah, that would definitely be up there.
Well, look,
definitely.
The price of a good veneer, and I talked about this yesterday, is right around $5K.
Right.
And I've got a great one, and I know a guy, and you can easily get that replaced. 300K is worth a tooth. I'd pull out a couple molars for that, I think.
Yeah. I say that there's almost a price for everything. I mean, there are some things that I would say that are off limits, but yeah, there's almost, I would say 300K.
Okay, so let's start with the things that are off limits to you.
I would never have someone's child for just for a price. Like that's off limits. I would, there's no, no surrogacy going on in this body. I wouldn't, and I've been asked, I've definitely been asked. So that's off limits. I think the obvious stuff, there's price tags for no children stuff, none of that kind of stuff. But
sure.
I think actual physical, I used my imagination with the private or the custom for the chopping the guys off, but for any actual physical harm, body removal, body dysmorphia, anything like that, I think is off limits. So,
okay. We need to know what the boundaries are in case, obviously we have a gajillion listeners here. So once that OnlyFans relaunches, we just want to give everybody a heads up on what not to ask for.
Yeah, don't ask to have my baby. That's not happening.
Because a baby, I mean, look, do they want to physically cream pie you personally and be like, hey, dude, I want to have the sexual act to completion, and then I want you to have the baby. I want to be in the delivery room and then cut the umbilical cord.
That is absolutely the requests that I get. Yes. 100%.
No fucking way.
Way.
My God, dude.
Way.
That's crazy.
A commitment, no relationship to it, just having a baby. And I'm like, no.
Are they taking the baby from you, or are they making you raise it?
I don't know. I never get to that part of the conversation because it's just a hard no. I'm just like, no, it's not even up for discussion. I'm sorry. No.
If you have the amount of money to be able to make that request and go through with paying it, you shouldn't be having a hard time finding a girl. You shouldn't be needing to pay for it, I feel like.
That's what I feel like too, but
that's a great point.
But it's also a personal connection to you though, and it's a testament to you. Everybody has their favorite porn stars in this life. Right. The fact that you're at the top of somebody's list, that they want to physically have a child and then raise said child alone without you, is pretty impressive.
It definitely humble. It's like, whoa, it's just me. I'm just me. So yeah, it is impressive. I'll give you that one.
Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this a little further than today. Okay. As our producer Bob, who you heard over over the airwaves, there is having a baby tomorrow. His wife is getting induced tomorrow, and so he's gonna be a father again tomorrow. How much for you to raise Bob's baby so that he never has to see it?
I don't know that there is a number for that. But I'm like a maternal person. I love that caring, but I don't know. Bob, you have to raise your own. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll babysit.
Okay. I would say it's a real fetish of mine to not have to raise my kids.
Yeah, that's a big fetish these days.
I mean, obviously, you know, I'm sure there's girls out there that'll, you know, accommodate you, but
nothing gets me horny like free time.
Yeah. That and then looking at somebody else's Instagram of somebody raising your child. Yeah, that's how a lot of people get off.
I mean, I could be totally vain right now and be like, it depends on how cute the baby is. Like, would it increase my Instagram value? I don't know. We'll see. Like, if the baby's super cute, it maybe discuss.
Great question. What's your IG at right now? Where are you at right now?
I'm at almost 11K.
Okay, so 11,000. I think we can obviously bump that up there. What number are you looking for to raise that baby?
Oh, goodness. 200, 300K.
There you go. There you go. You got to shoot for the moon in this life, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not greedy, but I got to shoot for the stars.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. How old were you when you got started into porn, and what was the final factor for you there? Were you always a fan of it growing up and wanted to give it a go?
Yes.
You were?
Yeah. So I've loved porn and just the whole sexual industry since I can remember. And ironically, I started in the industry at just shy of 40. So I was like 39 and a half. I turned 40 last year. And I'll be 41 this spring. And so I'll be 2 years this spring that I'll be in. I had professional modeling experience prior to this. Mm-hmm. So in my late teens, early 20s, and into my 30s, I modeled professionally, like mainstream. Like I did infomercials, One Life to Live, Rescue Me. I did a Trojan commercial. I did an MTV music video. So I was in catalogs. I did like the modeling thing for 20 years. And I had a medical thing come up where it kind of changed some things in my body. And I was told that industry wasn't going to accept me anymore. COVID happened, money situations, just like everybody else in the whole world. So I started looking at ways to make money at home. And I came across an article on Ainsley Devine, excuse me.
Yeah.
And she was a top cam performer. So I discovered camming. I went to chatterbait.com. I signed up and here we are. It's kind of all just been one foot in front of the other. And it's been an incredible ride. Nothing like I expected it to be. I just expected a little extra money in my account to, help make ends meet. And it has turned into an entire career, which is just insane.
Yeah. So you signed with somebody? Do you have a contract with a particular company?
I'm with 101 right now.
You're with 101 and they're treating you right?
Yeah. They are incredible. Incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah. When you hop into it, were you into everything initially? Like anal, all that stuff, girl on girl, everything else? Or do they kind of set the scenes for you on a daily basis? And is there anything you can turn down when you're on a contract?
So I have the ability to turn things down. I think it's actually been an interesting journey over the last 2 years. I think I came in very naive to what was to come. So I set my expectations where I thought I should set them. And I came in and I was like, I'm only going to do girl, girl. I'm only going to shoot with this person. I'm only going to shoot with this person. And I'm going to, make it. And then reality checks you. And I realized that there's a very small market for only girl, girl, and it's only going to get you so far. So after I started shooting scenes for OnlyFans and I was shooting guy girl, I was like, well, what's the difference, right? I'm shooting it for OnlyFans. So what's the difference between shooting it there and shooting it professionally? And then it came to mind that the more I grow my name in the mainstream porn world, and I have Pornhub videos up and all of that, it's going to just help grow my OnlyFans. It's going to just help grow my social media and my Chatterbait room. And it's done all of those things. So it's kind of been like this vicious circle of, not vicious, but a circle of growth where one thing helps the other. And I have the ability to turn things down. I'm very open. I do have my hard nose, and I actually take them on my phone. And when we sit down with another performer at the beginning of this scene, I kind of have an idea of what the scene is going to be prior to getting there. But when we get there, we each have our do's and our don'ts. And if they just tell me verbally, I have them down in my phone, because sometimes you get caught up in the moment and caught up like in the events, and you get like sidetracked. So I've decided to write them down, and then I just hand it to them, and I say, like, I don't like choking. I don't like this. I don't like hard slapping. I mean, you could slap my ass, you could do all those things, but the choking kind of freaked me out after it was done the first time. So I paused on all of that stuff. But yeah, I have the ability to say no to whatever. And there's also safe words. So if you're doing something and you're not comfortable, you just nix it right then and there, and everything stops. So they're pretty cool about that.